Hello and welcome to the Soul Food Book Club. I love our name. I just love what we named ourselves because what we read and study and have conversation about is feeding our soul. We read the books that make us think, that encourage us, inspire us. And we are such a strong family that we can have differing opinions. We can feed each other with our thoughts. So that's what we do. And welcome to anyone who may be finding us for the first time, or maybe you jump in here every week when we come online. But welcome to whoever is coming in. And our family that's here today, we have Linda Lemieux in Florida. We have Mary Lou in Massachusetts, Jean Lorio in Texas.
Hi, everyone.
Erica Hoppy in New York, and Grace Isis on the road.
Hi.
So welcome to all of you. I'm so excited that we are delving into this book called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Anybody have your book that you can hold up and show? There you go. I love this book so much. I have actually taught this book. I've done an online 30-day discussion of the magic in the past. It's on my YouTube channel. And I probably should just go back and re-listen to some of that to see what was said. But today we are just beginning to get into it. And I know that Grace Isis doesn't have her copy yet.
Don't have mine.
And Linda, you don't have yours either?
No.
Okay. But we can still hold a discussion about the book itself, and anyone who has read it or is in the process, we can figure out what's going on and see where we're at with it. And Kathy Hand just joined us and said, hello, family. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
All right, so I'm just going to, I think, open it up. There was a quote at the very beginning of the book, and I'm trying to get to that. It's the day one is count your blessings. When I started counting my blessings, my whole life turned around. And that was said by Willie Nelson. So sometimes the message comes from people we wouldn't expect to receive a message like that from. But I know I've read a lot about Willie and watched him through the years, and I know that he is all about gratitude, and that's what this whole book is about, gratitude. So wherever that message comes from, however it comes, let's just take it to heart and look at it and see how we feel about that. I know for me, I have to be in total agreement with Willie. When I started getting up in the morning and saying, thank you, God, for another day. Thank you that I've opened my eyes this morning, that I can see, that I can experience, that I can speak and I can hear. It did turn my life around. It was that impetus for moving forward into a better way of living, into letting the lower vibration stuff just fall to the side so that I could stay in that energy of gratitude and love. And no, I don't stay in it 24/7. I don't think any of us can stay in that high vibration that much, but at least beginning out the day that way makes such a difference. So I'd love to hear from someone who has started into the book or read anything about the book or in the book, and let's just get this discussion going.
Teri, I have also read in the past Rhonda Byrne's book, The Secret.
Yes.
And I noticed she put her symbol on the top of the book too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering, you must have read that also. Did you read it?
Yes.
Yeah. And are there comparisons? I mean, because I know that the one thing that jumps out is exactly what you shared with us about gratitude, and I've only read the first 15 pages of The Magic, but it's very much all about gratitude and being grateful and thankful for, just the simple things and the big things in our life.
Absolutely. I think what I have heard, I'm trying to remember correctly, I think that Rhonda considers the three books like a trilogy. So she wrote The Secret first, and then came The Magic, and then after that is a book called The Power. And I was just talking to a friend of mine. She saw an interview with Rhonda yesterday, and she said Rhonda said that once she wrote The Power, she felt like it was complete. She says, I'm done now. And I don't know that she has even written anything else. I don't know if she blogs or anything, but those are the three books that Rhonda Byrne has written. And actually, my favorite one out of the three is The Magic. This is the favorite one for me. Gratitude has such a huge part in my life. I've lived a life where I've had many experiences that were not so pleasant, and things that happened that would make me stand back and say, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not liking it. But when I can give gratitude, even for those things, like you said, Mary Lou, the big, the little, the pleasant and the unpleasant, anything at all that happens in our experience, when we can stop and give gratitude for it, it changes the whole energy of it. And so that's what I started doing. I'm going to say probably 10 years ago. It's when I first started waking up in the morning, opening my eyes. And I've said throughout the years, and one of these days I'm going to do this. I've said throughout the years, I want to open my eyes in the morning and I want to look up at the ceiling wherever I'm at, and I want to see the words, it's a great day to have a great day. Because that's how I feel every morning. It's an opportunity. It's a gift that we're given when we can open our eyes in the morning and have that new day and then decide what are we going to do with it.
Excuse me.
I'm the only one talking.
I'll tell you what I wrote in my notebook after I read. I only read through the first day, and then I did the second because she said to read the second before tomorrow. And I said, the magic is in the gratitude, looking at the positive, and then asking ourselves, how can I be unhappy? How can I feel a lack when everything is provided for me? Realizing the greatest gifts are given to us from the Creator without cost or effort, out of love. And then I said, asking ourselves, this is kind of personal. I found out I was writing all off of the lines. I'm getting old and my writing's not that great. And I said to myself, asking ourselves, what does it matter that I cannot keep on the lines? I still can write and think and be grateful for life. I sure am glad I bought a big notebook. So that was my entry. I did. I bought this big, huge notebook. But you know what? I found out that's what I need, because now I have a gratitude place prompting my blessings, and I have a place for my notes, and who knows what's coming up. So I needed a big notebook. So
I love what you wrote, Jean. I love that. That's beautiful.
Guys, I don't know if you want to hear this, but I maybe should save it for tonight. But I actually woke up to a miracle. Last night, you noticed I didn't go to morning program. Last night, I went to bed early because I had told my husband I got to start getting up early. So I got to get used to going to bed early so I can get up early. But I went to bed and I had all this uncertainty in me. And I know you understand me, Teri, so you won't take this offensively. I said to myself, you bit off a whole lot, Jean. You said you're promising to do a lot that I don't know that I'm capable of doing, And I told the divine last night, I said, you need to give me a sign. You need to give me a sign that it's going to be okay and that I can do this. And it's got to be a sign that's a definite sign not just something that, oh, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I want a big sign. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but about maybe, well, it's been a long time. About a month ago, I ordered a Buddha statue for my garden. I've always wanted a Buddha statue for my angel corner. And I found one. The garden statues are very expensive. And I found one that was only like $19.99, which is, and I read the dimensions and everything, and it was about 12 inches high. I said, well, it's not very big, but it'll be okay in my garden. I'll sit it on a pot or something like that. And then that's all. I forgot about it. I had a box delivered yesterday, but I figured it was a plant because I've been ordering plants too. And so I went to bed feeling that way and saying, and I had a rough night. That's why I didn't get up. So when I finally woke up, the first thing I saw was sleeping in the lounge chair, Linda. And when I first woke up, I saw this box. And I said, I better open that box because that plant's going to need to breathe, right? So I got the knife and I went to open the box. And it was my Buddha statue.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm hoping you all can see this. That's the statue
beautiful.
I got.
Wow.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not 11 inches high. It's about 3 feet tall. How on earth? And I could hear the angels saying, is that big enough for you?
It was a big sign.
It was a big sign. Is that big enough for you? So
That's so cute.
that's so wonderful. So
Yes.
I woke up to a miracle.
Very good.
Yeah. That happened to me once before. I don't know how, when I was a little girl, I had wanted a ball to play in the backyard, and my dad, which we had a strange relationship, he went out and got me a ball, but he got me a little tiny ball about this big. And it had pretty paintings on it and everything, but it was really tiny, and I had wanted a bigger ball. So I played with it, and then I went inside and went to sleep. I forgot that it was outside, and it was a hard, solid ball. And when I got up in the morning, the ball was this big. It was the same ball. It had the same markings on it. It had everything, but over the night, it grew to a big ball.
Wow.
I don't know. And I thought of it as soon as I saw the statue. I said, it's the same thing that happened with my ball. So, I don't know. Anyway, it's a miracle.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a manifestation. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. And Jean, yes, I do understand that insecurity. I understand that feeling of, can I do this? Can I do this? And yes, you can. And we're all with you. You're not alone.
I know that.
For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, Jean is filling in next week while I will be away. She's going to be running the shows, opening up the Zoom and putting us online and taking it back off. And Jean, I just can't even tell you how much I appreciate you keeping the family going while I'm away. And you won't be alone because I know Erica is going to be with you for one of those mornings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
And Grace Isis is going to be with me. I couldn't do it without her.
Every day,
I
every
couldn't do
single
it
day.
without her.
and neither could I do without you. We're all going to be there, and everybody else will be with us. The energy. We'll do it, Jean.
We will. Yeah. It's not us anyway, it's the family. I listened
That's
to the
right.
morning show this morning after I got up an hour late, but and I thought about my Buddha, and I thought, the miracles are just flying right now. They're just flying. So anyway, I got my confirmation.
And I got my confirmation this morning when I was doing my meditation. I saw Kuan Yin's hands, and I was given, I don't know if it's an orb, but she was holding some, like a ball of light. And that was my confirmation, because I too, Jean, but I stepped up, I said, it's time. And we thank Teri and the family. And so that was my miracle too this morning. Meditation. Please be careful what you ask for. It comes to me too.
It comes to you. Well, that's why I've been asking, please give me a purpose and let me help and let me do what I can. And then he answers your prayer, So who am I to say
and
nay?
And there it comes. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love the book. I think it's going to be wonderful. I did not realize when we started it was going to be a day-by-day thing, but I think that's beautiful in its own way. And 28 days lasts just a month, so we can do all the days till the next meeting, and those days to and discuss.
Yeah, and everybody will be at their own pace. I mean, don't feel like just because we're starting to discuss it today that you're behind if you don't have your book or if you haven't started it yet. Go at your own pace with it. There's no pressure. It's just such a beautiful experience. What she teaches us in this book is magical. And when we go into it with an open mind, I have some favorite chapters out of it, so I can't wait to discuss some of those. But I know this first chapter just gets us ready for the experience and helps us. And I can't remember what we were supposed to. I know there's something to read for tomorrow, but I can't remember what that was all about.
Tomorrow's the stone.
Tomorrow's the stone. Oh my gosh, yes. That was one of my favorite parts of it too. And I kept that stone by my bed religiously. I was like, yep, I'm manifesting. I'm pouring every ounce of gratitude into this stone. This is my gratitude stone. Yeah.
Have to find a gratitude stone, everyone. A stone that'll fit in the palm of our hand, and we can wrap our fingers around it. It's what they said. So, and that's going to be our gratitude stone. So.
It can be a stone that you already have, or you can just walk around and find one that talks to you. Kathy said that she started reading it, but I haven't started the actual 28-day lessons yet. She's got a lot going on with a lot of writings, and plus she works and
does. Yeah.
So Kathy, it's okay. Be gentle with yourself. That's the whole message. This isn't something where we're going to crack the whip and say, oh, you got to do this. No, you don't got to do anything. Take it at your own pace.
Is this the right book? Because it doesn't have 28 days of lessons.
Oh, yes, it does. You just haven't gotten into it. It does.
Day one's on page 29.
Oh, that's why, because I only read up to 15. Oh, I was getting nervous there. Okay. Oh, I see what happens. Okay. I didn't know I was still on an introduction.
Oh, yeah, it's a big introduction.
Okay. Thank you. I got nervous for a minute there. I'm like, oh, no, I ordered the wrong thing.
You have the right book. And once you start getting into some of these chapters, Mary Lou, it changes you when you start delving in and doing what she suggests with these exercises to really focus on gratitude. It's life-changing. It really
I do have a lot of respect for her as an author because, like I said, and I even had purchased her journal the gratitude journal. And I have that, and I've been journaling with it for years. It's not one that I do daily. I found that there's times when I really need to choose to be thankful and to be grateful. And it seems like those are the times that I've picked up her journal, to write the gratitude that I'm feeling. Yeah. I have scriptures, go ahead, Linda.
You go ahead. I think I interrupted you.
Okay. I have some scriptures that, I've always loved. And one, we used to sing a song. I won't sing it. I'll just say it. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And it always brings you away from the past and away from the future, and to acknowledge this day. This is the day to be thankful and grateful. Yeah. And I've always loved that. And there's another one that says, let me think for a minute, because I've lost my train. Rejoice always, pray constantly. This is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Give thanks, rejoice always, pray constantly, give thanks to God in Christ Jesus with you. Something like that. I lost the whole message, but it's the same thing, that we're being taught and told over and over again to be thankful, to live today and not yesterday, not tomorrow. Live today and be thankful for that moment in time. Yeah.
I think that's one thing the book has done is made me, I've always been grateful, and I think if you noticed in all the prayers I give at the morning show usually have either begin or end with gratitude to God. But for some reason, this book has made me realize that it's not just enough to say thank you. It's something you have to genuinely feel, and I guess I was pretty maybe lackadaisical about it. I would say, well, I always say thank you, but did I always genuinely feel it deep in my heart, how grateful I am? And I think this book has called my attention to that. And that's probably a lot of the missing pieces in people's lives, that they don't realize, that genuine gratitude has to be there.
Linda, you had a thought?
Yes. The thing I like about gratitude is it changes your attitude, and your attitude towards your past. It changes it that way as far as this happened to me, but I'm thankful I learned the lesson, and you can be grateful now for every day. And I like what Jean said about whatever happened. I don't know the word she used, but whatever happens in the future, you can look forward to it. As opposed to some people like, why me? And something always happens. And, it is going to happen because that's what they believe. So, it's good things will come. So anyway, and I've started changing thank you. Like when someone opens a door, I've started saying a reason, I really appreciate that. That makes my day, or that little thing really matters to me, or just a little, and they look surprised and then they grin.
Nice.
Yeah, just a reason you're thankful. So
nice, Linda.
Yeah, it's nice to see a gentleman, or I really appreciate that, or just a little bit extra. That means you noticed what they did.
And it's not just a side thing. Thank you.
Yes,
You're actually, there you go. That shows meaning behind the gratitude.
Yeah, it shows that it's not just habits. Somebody does say thank you, but not really, like Jean was saying, not really feel it from the heart. Just acknowledging it. So I like that, Linda. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for what you brought to us today.
Even though I don't have the book.
I think you have it in your heart, though, Linda. A lot of
Thank
it.
you. I try.
All of you do. You're so beautiful.
Next Wednesday, I'm going to be on the way to see the grandkids, so I probably won't be on the show. I'll be in the car. But if I'm not here, Jean, that's why.
Okay.
I'm off again next week.
You are a big traveler. You know that?
I
You
love to
did.
travel.
Well, that's great. I think that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
In the book, it says the golden thread of gratitude, dating thousands and thousands of years to the earliest recordings of humankind. The power of gratitude was preached and practiced, and from there was passed on, oh, ignore the phone, through the
Ma'am.
centuries, sweeping across the continents, permeating one civilization and culture to the next. The major religions of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Sikhism, is that what it is, Sikhism? And Hinduism all have gratitude at their core. Mohammed said, gratitude for the abundance you've received is the best insurance that the abundance will continue. Buddha said, you have no cause for anything but gratitude and joy. Lao Tzu said, if you rejoice in the way things are, the whole world will belong to you. Krishna said, whatever he is offered, he accepts with joy. King David spoke of giving thanks to the whole world for everything between the heavens and the earth. And Jesus said, thank you, before he even performed a miracle. And isn't that so awesome that all of these great world leaders came together and all had the same thoughts as they do with many, many other things? But I thought that was so powerful. I mean, it really brought tears to my eyes to read that, and, you know, and to think about, you know, the unity that here we are all praying for. We're all praying for unity in our world and true love that comes from agape love, you know, and it was just beautiful to have it put in print by one author on one page with that same expression of, you know, how important being thankful and gratitude is for our world.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to say my hero is Jimmy Carter, and he brought a lot of world leaders and common people together. And I believe what he did is the first thing he found out what they had in common instead of their differences. And from what I understand, a lot of times it was religion. And the religions have differences, but they all have the similarity, like you just said. So I think that was a lot of his ability to do good for the world.
Yeah.
I agree.
And we're all capable of doing that if we remember it, you know, if we remember it.
Absolutely.
Well, and
Ask-
it's a basic need. I'm sorry.
Ask for it to be brought to our remembrance every day when we get up. Ask to be helped to remember, to be grateful.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jean.
Well, I was just going to say that's a basic need that we all have as humans. One is to acknowledge that there's something greater than us, that there's a creator. And then two, and like they brought up in the book, that we have to be grateful to something, and like she said, that's why some people in the beginning used to worship the moon or worship the sun or pray to the sun, because it represents gratitude for what they had. They wanted to be grateful for what they had. So it's a basic human need, just like hunger and everything else that I keep saying are our basic human needs.
Absolutely. Well, I have a treat.
Oh,
So there is a blog, and I put the link in the messenger that we have going on Facebook,
I can't hear
the Soul Food Book Club messenger. I put a link to this blog that is giving us in writing all of the 28 days of gratitude from the book.
Oh,
And
okay.
has
Oh,
taken the
Good.
time to put it online. So Linda, anyone else that hasn't started it yet, you can read each
Oh,
day
thank
there
you.
until you have your book physically in your hands. You can go ahead and click on this, and you can read through each day and
Oh, thank you.
participate until you actually have.
Thank
you're
Thank you.
supposed to, you're supposed to get your book today, Grace Isis, but you're on the way to Massachusetts, so I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
thank
know.
you so much. I'll get it. I'll be back on Sunday, so I will look forward to getting it.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jean.
Come
Thank you,
see
guys.
me and we can read a chapter together, Grace Isis.
You know,
Come
I
see
was
me.
thinking about that. I'm actually going to a funeral, but yeah, where exactly are you? Sorry.
In Western Massachusetts, in the Berkshires.
Okay.
Want a town?
Okay. We'll talk
It's
offline. I'm actually going up
yes.
to Gloucester,
Oh, okay.
and
That's
I
probably
pass Western, don't I?
yeah, that's Eastern. It's about 3.5 hours away. So I don't know. You know, that'd be a trip.
Okay.
We'll
I'll
see.
chat to
We
you
will
when I
talk.
get
We
there.
will
Okay.
talk. Maybe we could meet halfway or something.
Yes, that
There you
would be
go.
wonderful. Okay.
Okay. I'd love to
Great.
meet. I want to meet all of you.
Likewise.
Oh, yes.
We all want a Mary Lou hug too.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Definitely.
And an Erica hug.
And
Absolutely.
America
Erica.
hug too.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, I feel like I hug Erica all the time. You know, she's just so present in my everyday being and thinking about her. I just feel like I hug her all the time.
Wonderful. Wow.
It's hard for me to believe that I haven't sat in a real room with you guys. I mean, I know I've hugged Teri and everything, but like I really feel like I've touched every one of you, you know, physically. It's hard to fathom that it's just talking, you know,
I know. It is.
virtually.
And Linda, if you're having trouble getting the book, I'll get one for you. You know, sometimes mail is weird in different places.
No, it's fine. I thought when I ordered it on Amazon, it goes on my credit card. My credit card's sneaking up there. So I thought, well, Barnes and Noble is right down the street, so I'll just hop down to Barnes and Noble and get it. And there's like every day something came up and I didn't get it. So
Oh, okay.
that's the
Linda,
story.
Go look in your garage. It may be in your garage.
I kept getting messages about that, so I will go
I think
look.
it might be in your garage.
Oh,
Okay, great.
Linda
Maybe
took,
little notes too.
Linda took some of the books that I had when I left
Yeah.
Florida, and I know that was one of the books that I had. I've had it for years. So
Okay,
it's either in your garage or it's in Stacy's garage.
Okay, one or the other.
how far is Stacy's? You could run down there and get it.
Yeah.
Stacy
I
sent
didn't-
a message today that my book is in the Casadega bookstore.
Oh,
For sale in the
What?
bookstore. They have 4 copies of it that I sent.
wonderful.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
Blessings. It's all blessings. It's all miracles, the way things fall. And
It's
that's
the
why,
time
as I
healing.
was, yeah, time heals. As I was reading this blog today, before I sent it to you all, that's what this person that wrote the blog was talking about. He said, you know, every day when you work through the lesson, another miracle happens. So I'm excited about the 28 miracles that are going to happen every day for each of us.
Yeah.
Well, I've already got one, so I can't wait for tomorrow.
You're not going to have room in your house for 28.
Buddhist.
Yeah.
We have Crystal Noble that said, I'm thankful for you ladies. Crystal, thank you for joining us today for the book club. And Pat Moss said, good afternoon to us. Hello, ladies. Thank you for jumping in here with us on the book club. All right, anybody else have any words or any thoughts? Excitement about delving into gratitude for a full month and what that looks like and what that might bring forward for us?
I'm looking forward to all the growth and, learning to look at all different sides of things and how, everything happens for a reason and how to just be grateful for everything. Even things that don't seem so great, like COVID, it brought us all together, it opened so many doors. So there's always, something, there's always something. In reading this, it just seemed like so much because they want us to write what we want, things that we want, like before you even get to these lessons, things that we want in life. And I didn't get to that part yet. I went like right to the lesson because we opened it up yesterday. So I went right to the lesson, but like it shows a lot of like detail for everything. So I was thinking that, it may even need a few pages, each of the things we want, and then like adding, it didn't say how to get there, but it said be very specific. So it seemed like, like a manifestation, like Jean and her statue, she wasn't as watch out how that you're specific or you will get like gigantic things. Wait, she's going to get a beanstalk in one of them boxes, a beanstalk. It'll come right out her chimney. But, so like I took it as we have to be more specific in what we really want and keep putting it out there and then, it will come to us. But it's like a lot more than a 5-minute job to even start that. And it's like a lot more than something that can even be done in one day. So it's something that, we need to get back to and like tweak things out. Like, I want a new car. And then, because it tells you to be very, very specific, like pick the model, find out how much it costs and go, like on and on and on. So, it's not just like a quick thing. There's a lot of deep thought put into those things. And,
Yeah, that's
so
true, Erica. The more specific you can be, then the universe knows what you're ordering. It's like if I order a pizza, if I just say, okay, whatever you want to put on it, then that's what you're going to get. But if I say, I want some pepperoni on there and I want this and I want that, then you expect to get what it is that you ordered.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to go, so it's like an ongoing thing with that, just building into that. And then it also said after you get the things that you want or, that you would like, whatever, besides being grateful for them, to cross it off and then come up with more. So it's, it's a way of life. It's not just 28 days and it has you going back and reading the stuff. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited. Thank you.
Yes, and I love that comment. It is a way of life. It changed my life. I have to say this, it really did change my life drastically, reading this book, working through it. And I refer to it a lot when I'm teaching, when I'm just holding a discussion about something, because there was so much in that book that taught me how to, like Linda, what you were saying, not just say thank you, but really go into why am I saying my thank you? What's behind those words? And I know there's one part we're going to get to later in the book about being thankful for food. And that taught me such a huge lesson in my life about the gratitude for the food that we eat. And it's not just saying thank you for this meal. It's more than that. It's very expansive when we get into that chapter. I can't wait to have that discussion with all of you. I'm loving these comments today. I'm loving what the excitement, the expectation, the energy that's growing for all of us to get into the energy of gratitude. It's a miracle.
And there's a piece here in that first day that I'm reading now, to be honest. And it says, when we count negative things, they increase. But on top of that, with every negative thing we count, we cancel out blessings that were on their way. I've tried both, counting my blessings and counting negative things. I can assure you, counting your blessings is the only way to have abundance in your life. There's a quote here from Maltby Babcock, who's a writer and a clergyman, 1858 to 1901. Better to lose count while naming your blessings than to lose your blessings to count your troubles. I've always been a fan of that. You know, there's two sides of every coin, and there's a positive side and a negative side. You know, and we choose that, don't we, every day? You know, what thought processes are we going to use? And, you know, and when you're counting your blessings, you're focusing on that. You're focusing on the positive and the good, the blessings, and not just for yourself, but everything around you, all the people. And like you said, Teri, just now, food and, you know, and the beautiful nature that surrounds us every day, whether it's that could be good or bad on a given day that we can't control, you know, but we can find good in that. You know, we can find good that it's hot and humid today, but tomorrow we'll have a relief from that, you know, or it's hot and humid today. Thank you, God, that, you know, I'm still able to, you know, get up and down from the chair because I have air conditioning when somebody else might not have that, you know. And so, yes, I'm going to be a fan of this book. I know.
And I love that you brought out that particular point. You know, Rhonda taught us and showed us about the law of attraction with The Secret, but it feels like this is putting it into action. It's like what it was saying there, whatever we're focused on, if we're focusing on counting those negative things, that's what we're focused on. And that's what we're telling the universe. This is what I'm looking at right now. So I want to see more of that, right? So if you don't want to see that, you want to see the positive, then focus on the positive. Count your blessings, you know, keep putting that energy out there of gratitude for what you do have, even before you see the evidence of it. That's what I love, is we can go ahead and go into the gratitude of it and then wait for that miracle to happen where we open the box and we got a 3-foot Buddha.
Oh,
I think that's one of the things that I'm going to have to be working on, is that piece that says to say thank you before you even receive it, because that entails a lot of faith, a lot of trust, a lot of belief. And as much as I talk that, because I hunger for those things, there's a part of me that I don't have that faith that, you know, it will come to me just because I want it and just because I pray for it and seek it. That, you know, and if I do get it, it's going to take a long time. That's my normal thought process. So I think if I'm going to have to be attentive to be more thankful ahead of time for the blessing.
Mind that's telling you, Mary Lou, what are you thinking? That's not there. Why are you giving gratitude for something that's not there? That's our logical brain saying that. And if we can just pivot away from that and say, I'm not listening to you right now. It's like Karen Palmer. I love her so much. She's a dear soul sister. And she's saying, I choose not to play in that playground anymore.
It's what she says.
I choose not to do that. And we all have that ability to choose not to listen to that logical brain that's telling you, you know what, you don't have that. You don't have $1 million. You don't have a 3-foot Buddha. You don't have, you know, this thing that you want to manifest, this new car with all the bells and whistles. What are you giving gratitude for? That's the logical part of us. And if we can turn away from that and say, okay, go ahead and be skeptical, but I choose to stay in gratitude. I choose to believe that there are miracles, that at any given moment, something could change in my life that would open up a door for me to have that. So it's like not giving up 1 minute before that miracle appears in your life. That's what faith and trust is.
And don't beat yourself up about feeling that way. I think we all have had those feelings, and that's why I had to say, please make it a big sign because of that very fact, I've had to struggle with those thoughts myself. But this book is a miracle because this book is going to help us with that. So very excited about it.
I'm so excited too. And
I have to say, traveling, I love comfort foods, and I've never been a real big salad person. To me, salad doesn't do anything for me. So before I traveled, I said, angels, I'm going to thank you, and I need some big guns because I don't eat well when I'm traveling because it's an excuse. So, oh, I'm out and I'll eat this and I'll eat that. I had salads, and they were the most delicious things I've ever had in my life. And they were incredible. I don't know what it was about them. And I had one, and then I had another one a different day from a different person, but they had so many things in them, and they were just so delicious. So it's, a whole new outlook for me I enjoyed it, where before it's like, oh, salad, sure, I'll have a salad.
right.
And I had so much salad, I couldn't eat the bad stuff,
That's great.
Yeah.
Happy about that, Linda. I'm a salad fanatic. I love salad.
Oh, really?
I could
I've
live
never-
on salad.
Oh.
Yeah.
I used to think people like that sounded crazy. Like, why? Why would you like salad? But now I get it. So
My daddy always used to say, get that rabbit food away from me.
That's what my grandpa used to call it,
Yeah.
the rabbit food. And that's exactly what he did. I can't even remember the word. It was in German that he used to always say it.
Yeah.
Against food or something like that. But that's what he would call it. But, as we get older, or as we mature, our taste buds change. And now there's so many different things you can call a salad. You could put just about everything in a salad. I mean, so just different kinds of vegetables and proteins you like, some salads really aren't healthy for us because some people put crazy stuff in it. But,
Well, even that, it's got to be better than eating a hamburger or, even if it is, like you say, not as healthy as a real good salad would be. My thought is, it's still got to be better for you than eating fried chicken or something else that's really heavy.
Basically what I'm talking about is like the dressings that like,
well, that's
stuff with that. That's where, problems come in sometimes, but there's plenty of really delicious dressings and different varieties. The key to it is variety. And I don't know if you guys ever tried, Linda, you should try this, a chopped salad. And it's all chopped up into little pieces, and it just has a different texture, different flavor. I've learned that lately. I've just learned because there was many times when I couldn't even taste food. I just ate because I ate. But a lot of it is wanting different textures, like the zucchini noodles. That really makes me feel like I'm eating spaghetti. I could have that like all the time because I missed that texture. So that makes a big difference. And like a lot of times people look at salad as like a head of lettuce and a radish, I mean, that's not appetizing to me neither. That's garnishes.
Yeah. Oh, one of the salads was a chopped salad, and they had apple in it. So refreshing. It was real fresh too. It was refreshing and crunchy, and I think there were a few walnuts in with the apples. And, it's just it was the combination of it, I guess. So now I can be more creative and think about what would I like in it.
Yeah,
they carry those now in the grocery store too, Linda. You can get the packages of chopped salads. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I know Subway will make them right in front of you too.
Well, it's
Anyway.
really,
Go ahead.
it's really works for me. And I have to admit, I haven't done it in a long time because I haven't been very good. But it's to prepare the stuff ahead of time, like to take on a Saturday afternoon and just wash all your vegetables, chop them into a certain edible condition and everything, and then have it in little containers. So then during the week, when you want to make a salad, you just have to throw it in. Because to me, that's the bad thing, is having to chop all that stuff to make a salad. But when I was dieting and stuff, that worked really well for me, is to have the stuff made ahead of
It's a
time.
good idea.
Yeah, it really
I used
worked.
to make a big thing of different greens and like have that, and then like just have like all the wet things like your cucumbers and all in separate containers.
In
And
containers.
just like, but like even like mix up a bunch of greens with like carrots, like what you would even get in a bag, but your own fresh stuff. And have it in a huge bowl and just grab a couple handfuls, and it just makes it easier. That's it too, just like making it simple. And you could throw some nuts on it, a piece of chicken, tuna, whatever you feel like.
And don't forget, before you put it in your mouth, to be mindful and
Right.
say your grace. Say thank you. Thank you for this food, thank you.
Yes.
Well, how often do you?
For the nourishment.
Yeah.
When
And
we
how
were
often-
growing up,
No, I talk too much. Go on, Mary.
when we were growing up in our traditional, very large Irish family, we said, "Bless us, O Lord, for these thy gifts." And I don't really particularly say that prayer, but when I am being careful, and being thankful and mindful, I do say thank you for the food and for the person that grew it, and and all of the people that had to bring it to the supermarket to deliver it, and it does help me, when I feel that way, it gives meaning to the meal,
Mhm. Yeah, that's all I was going to say. How often do we give thought to the farmer who grew it, or the people who put it on the market for us? And we don't really realize the effort that was made so that we can have the convenience of having it in our home. And I think that's a lot what the book is talking about. Gratitude is that if you realize the blessings that you have, then you live in the life of abundance, because you are abundant. And you may not realize it till you start counting the blessings that you have. And I always think about the people in other countries, and that are struggling for their food and go hungry, and here I have everything I want. How dare I be ungrateful for that?
It always helps me because I'm like an emotional eater. So when I'm not eating healthy, that again, that's when like I was saying before, when I write in the diary, it seems like when I need to be reminded of the gratitude. And with the food situation, when I get into emotional eating, if I can be mindful and think about, why am I eating this? And, when I'm just to eat for nourishment, and sometimes because it tastes good and it's sweet and good, and it might not be that healthy, but still it does a connection in my brain, I think, that helps me remember I'm not just eating it to get away from loneliness or sadness or any of those negative things that we all do as human beings, but it can put it in its perspective, I think, when I say thank you to God for it. Yeah. That must be the trick of the ages, why they had that traditional prayer, and we didn't get it explained to us necessarily. We just were taught it. Just do it, and that is part of the trick.
Yeah, but now we're tearing it apart and looking at it, and we're understanding it more fully.
Yeah.
Ladies, thank you. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for this wonderful conversation about gratitude. And I'm so looking forward to many more of these conversations. I will not be with you next week, but our beautiful Jean Loriot will be here leading the discussion and opening up the floor. So please be gentle with her and And I'm grateful for her because you can still come together even when Mama P is out doing something else. I will be away and asking for your prayers for me during that time of deep introspection and getting closer to God. That's what it's all about next week. So thank you. And thank you to all who tuned in to us virtually. And if you feel like jumping in here with this discussion, we have a Facebook group called the Soul Food Book Club. And you can go find that link right in there to come onto the Zoom every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed rest of your day. We love you so much. And we'll leave you with a
Namaste.
Namaste. All.
so many blessings. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.